Story 1. Original post. Would myself and my fiancé be the a-hole for excluding siblings from our wedding? I, 25 female, and my fiancé, 24 male, are planning on getting married. We have had to push our wedding back about 2 years because we are moving and looking to save money for the move. So in the meantime, we are planning on having a commitment ceremony sooner. We're planning on the commitment ceremony just being parents and a few close friends. I have one brother, my twin, who both myself and my partner get along with, and we would both love to be there. My fiancé has 2 older sisters. One is 27, let's call her Kathy. The other 30, let's call her Hannah. Kathy may cause issues on the day because she can be quite disruptive, and also my fiancé has issues with her. But I, for one, would be fine with her coming if my fiancé would be. Hannah is the issue. My fiancé is currently not speaking to her because of her behavior, and I have my own reasons to dislike her. Out of Kathy and Hannah, Hannah would be much more likely to ruin the day. Hannah tends to make everything about herself and gets very upset when attention isn't on her. She also doesn't like me and has gone out of her way to show that. Just a side note, I'm Jewish, and Hannah has been very anti-Semitic towards me, so her being the during our commitment ceremony that will have Jewish elements is concerning to both myself and my fiancé. So the issue here is that my fiancé is concerned that if we exclude Hannah, but include our other siblings in the day, his family will cause drama and be very upset. I have spoken to my family and they understand why we may not have my brother there. Of course I would love my brother to be there, but he's fine with it, and it's also a sacrifice I'm willing to make for the sake of Hannah not being there. So Reddit, would we be the a-hole for excluding siblings? And do you have any advice on how we can include our siblings but still not include Hannah without causing drama in his family? Now for the comments. I don't understand the logic. You both like your brother but are willing to exclude him to avoid drama. You both don't like Hannah but may consider inviting her to avoid drama. Mixed feelings on Kathy but are willing to include her as well. I don't understand how any of the options improves the status quo of the existing relationships. Your brother seems more concerned for you than you are for him. Husband has issues with Kathy, and how would an invite repair their relationship? Hannah doesn't seem to care about you, so why sponsor an event so she can cause further issues? In summary, invite only those who want to celebrate your marriage. We aren't looking for any way to include my brother, and maybe include Kathy. There is no way in hell we're including Hannah. Wait, hold up. Why not just not invite Hannah and tell people the reason is because she is anti-Semitic? Who cares about the fallout? If your fiancé loves you, then he wouldn't want to subject you to that? The fact he cares more about what people will think if you invite one sibling but not the others shows he is the problem. Why punish your brother because his family is crap? That isn't fair to your family. You're the a-hole to yourself for marrying a man who can't grow a backbone against his family and allows his family anti-Semitic towards you. He is a coward. I appreciate the energy, but he really does understand, and he's a fantastic partner. We're going to try to work it out where my brother can come and Hannah has no part of the day. Not the a-hole, but please don't exclude all siblings because one is acting foolish. Have the wedding, invite everyone except Hannah, and when she complains, just say that she wasn't invited because of the anti-Semitic comments she's made in the past. She's going to be upset either way, so make the day about yourself surrounded by those who love and support you. This would be the desired outcome, honestly. I understand where you are coming from, but excluding your brother sends the message it's about a small ceremony and not their bad behavior. They need to be called out on it. But maybe the wedding isn't the time. Families tend to protect these bullies and take their side when they are excluded. I agree with you. I really want to include my brother. It's more that I don't want to cause drama for my fiancé. I'm trying to figure out how I can settle any drama around including him, but excluding my fiancé's sister. Not the a-hole. It's your wedding. Invite who you want. Just be prepared for the fallout from who you choose to exclude. Update. Hi Reddit. Here's an update on my previous post. Just to catch you up, after having to push our wedding back quite a while, my fiancé and I have decided to have a small commitment ceremony, a few close friends and parents, and a wedding later. My fiancé, 24 male, has two sisters, Hannah, 30, and Kathy, 27. I, 25 female, have one brother, 25. My brother has done nothing wrong. We both want him there. My fiancé's sisters are two pieces of work. Neither of us are on speaking terms with Hannah, which is all due to her narcissism, and also partially due to her anti-Semitism. I'm Jewish. Kathy and my fiancé aren't on great terms, but neither of us have any massive issues with her. My fiancé originally thought it best to exclude all siblings so that it didn't cause family drama on his side. So, I have talked to my family and my fiancé, and we all agree that it would be unfair to not include my brother. My family are understanding, but I'm very sad about the idea that he wouldn't be there to celebrate with me on my wedding day. My fiancé has agreed that it is unfair for my brother not to come, since he has done nothing wrong, and he would also like him to be there. My fiancé is now going to think about the best way to go about this, as he says he will need to sit down his family and have a talk with them about this. I just want to clarify in this update that I'm putting my foot down, because there is no way I'm doing this without my brother being there. He's my twin brother. He's done nothing wrong. And frankly, my fiancé's sister will have to lay in the bed that they have made for themselves. And if his family have a problem with that, they know exactly who to blame. And that is Kathy and Hannah. Now for the comments. Honestly, it sounds like Hannah and Kathy are the ones who need a timeout, not your brother. Exactly. They've been creating most of the tension, and it's unfair to pin everything on my brother. I don't really see what your brother has to do with this, and why that plays a role in whatever conversation your fiancé has with his family. This isn't about siblings. This is about Hannah and Kathy. Whatever he tells his family, he needs to make it about his sisters and nothing else. If his family asks if your brother is invited, all your fiancé needs to say is, "We're not discussing him. We're discussing Hannah and Kathy." Because that's the issue here. This isn't about fairness or inviting equal titles from both sides. This is about the behavior of two people and those two people not being invited. Don't muddy or let anyone else muddy the conversation by bringing your brother or siblings into it. Glad to see that your brother won't be punished for your fiancé's family raising trashy human beings. It honestly could be seen as a blessing in disguise. Anyone who has an issue with Hannah, especially not being welcome, knowing how she acts, speaks, will never show you or your fiancé respect. Having those kind of people in your life is a burden not worth carrying, when there are plenty of people who will show mutual support and love. Racists and narcissistic personalities have no place in your wedding or when kids are born. Racists never change, that trait is built in them. And why would you subject yourself and Jewish family to her hate-filled heart? Sorry, your fiancé needs to say, "Looks, she's racist." That's that no argument, and the narcissist, "Same, it's our wedding, we don't speak. And I'm not doing anything I don't want to on our wedding. If you're upset, frankly, don't come. We are not here to please you." Your twin is one and the same. And seems the issues are not nowhere near what fiancé mess is. Good luck. Your fiancé is unfortunately wrong. That would be like giving a whole class detention for the misdemeanor of one brat. His sisters need to pay the consequence for their appalling bigotry. And if they have their noses put out of joint, the onus is on them to change. Going forward, it's not like they will be much in your lives if they hate you because of your race. Don't try to work anything out. Invite your brother. Do not invite Hannah. Tell anyone that if they have a problem, they are also not invited. The trash will take itself out. It's your wedding, not theirs. You get to dictate who is in attendance. Done. Story 2. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband he would be responsible for his daughter from now on? So my stepdaughter is about to be 13 years. She has primarily lived with us since she has been 5.5. Over the years, I have loved her and treated her like she was my daughter. Even after having kids of my own, I never treated her differently. And I'd like to note that she is starting therapy next week. Over the last year, she has started becoming a habitual liar. She lies about stupid stuff and big stuff. Examples of things she's lied about: feeding the dog, who she's talking to, where she's met people at, if she did her chores, crushes at school. She's even made completely made-up situations like being kissed, asked out, getting in fights. All things we have caught her lying about, and she will continue to lie to us until the proof is in her face. The biggest thing is earlier in December she took my little one downstairs and offered to watch him and my 2 younger one while I slept a little in the morning. I work night and my husband was at work. She asked what time I was getting up, and I told her 9 a.m., which was in like 30 minutes. I wake up and she was gone. Her and the dog were gone. My 6-month-old was in his bouncer crying, and my daughter, 6 years, got my dish soap and smeared it all over the bathroom and then locked herself in there when she heard me coming. My son, 4-year, said she took the dog for a walk. She has no cell phone. I got the situation at home taken care of and she still wasn't home. I realized it's been an hour and I go out and start looking for her. We live in a small town. I searched for 3 hours. My husband finally leaves work in a panic and we search and called the police. A search and rescue dog finally found her. It took us 6 hours to finally find her. She to this day won't tell us where she was at. Fast forward to today. She said her stomach has been hurting for 2 days. She's thrown up once and had diarrhea. None of which happened while my husband and I were around. I just got over a cold, sinus infection, stomach bug, and kidney infection. So I feel bad and take her to the pediatric quick care. On the way there, I tell her if she is faking just to tell me so I don't waste time and gas to drive her. It's my last day before I have to go back to work and I need to get some things done. She tells me no, she really is in pain. Tells the doctor the same. But in the waiting, she is laughing and talking normal. That doc sends us to go to the ER because of how much pain she is in. Now in the ER and ruled out appendicitis and again laughing and talking just fine, and come to find out she has been exaggerating how much pain she's in, and I'm stuck waiting for results. My husband can't switch me because he has no gas, and we had to drive 30 minutes into town to come to this doctor. I'm so mad. I told my husband he can deal with everything with her from now on. All discipline, appointments, parent-teacher conferences, and everything. He thinks I'm overwhelmed and going too far. I married him and she was part of the package. So am I the a-hole for telling him this? Now for the comments. Missing for 6 hours is not normal, especially with the police involved. Did they not question or talk to her? Sounds like a cry for attention. It is her dad's job to address it. You're a stepmom in this stage of her life. Love her. Support her. But take a step back and protect your kids, not the a-hole. Yes, we asked her and talked to her and she shut down and won't speak of where she was at. She keeps telling us she was somewhere that we looked 3 different times and said she was there the entire 6 hours. And this isn't raising red flags for you? You're too focused on her lying and not on the fact that there's signs here that something not right may be happening to her. The whole gone missing for 6 hours thing is very weird. It has me thinking that maybe she went to someone's house, like an adult, and is in some sort of relationship with someone, especially since she won't tell you where she was. I wonder if she is being abused, and that's where this change in behavior is coming from. Kids never, and I repeat, never, just suddenly change like this without a reason. There is always a reason. Something bad is going on, and she needs help. Her behavior is a cry for help. Someone is grooming her and causing her to pull away from the people she loves. How present is your husband in the household, and how much does he contribute to raising the kids? Dad's here, but not emotionally. He got fired from his job for going to go look for her when she went missing. Our schedules were opposite, so we didn't have to use childcare, so he was here in the evening time when I had to go to work. Now he's at home looking for work. I can't answer for if you are the a-hole or not. But as the teen girl who was in the situation whose step-parent cared more than my bio-parent, I was heartbroken when they gave up me. Something happened to me at 15, and I couldn't figure out what to do to get help or if anyone would believe me. My mom had told me in the past if anything of the sort happened, it'd be my fault. I started acting out, and I couldn't even understand why. I was punished over and over again despite always being a good kid, and the fact I was an extremely smart kid who was doing excellent in school. It was out of nowhere. By time I tried to get to my stepdad, he'd already given up on me, and it was too late to even say anything to him. He wouldn't listen to me. To me, my mom was just my mom because she gave birth to me, but my stepdad was my true dad. And to this day, I am absolutely heartbroken. I would never hurt my younger two half-brothers and never put them in harm's way, but it didn't matter. I wasn't his kid, and I never even considered that as a possibility until it happened. I ran away at 16 and haven't seen my mom since. I saw him 2 times after at 17 and haven't since then. I tried to keep contact but couldn't because at that point he had issues with my mother and said he couldn't trust me since I'm my mother's child. But he's the one who raised me from 2 years old. I have not been able to see or speak to my brothers in years. My mom's a deadbeat and I have no contact with him. And I have no idea if I will ever speak with them again, or if I can even manage doing so mentally. The oldest turns 18 this year. I am 22, trying to divorce from a marriage with abusive tendencies that I got into at 19. I have never felt so scared and alone in my entire life. Every day I wish my dad wouldn't have given up on me and had just been willing to listen to me about what happened. I know it was my actions and I don't blame him. I'm where I am, and it is what it is. But I was a scared and scarred kid. Now I'm just a scared and scarred adult trying to heal. I know it's not the same situation and there are many differences. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel frustrated with her or your husband. I'm not even saying you should have 100% trust with her around your children if you don't want to. But if you truly think that this child who you raised from such a young age isn't going through something and isn't going to see you withdraw from her when she needs you most, you're absolutely wrong. If you are okay with that, then fine. So be it. If you aren't, please, as hard it may be, try to find a different way. Acknowledge it. Be there. Try and get help. An attempt at something while being there will always be more than just leaving her. She'll know. Wait to make any decisions until you see what the therapist says. Being gone for 6 hours is very worrying. How much access does she have to social media? Could she be communicating with people you don't know about? Kids are wildly smart with technology these days. If she has a smartphone, consider getting her a really basic one instead, and making it clear that until she tells you where she was for those 6 hours and shows she can be trusted and truthful with you, she won't have access to any social media. She has no phone, no access to computer. We did catch her talking to a few people on Fortnite and we took the game away. She has no social media. Ask yourself one question. If this was your biological daughter, would you also tell your husband he can deal with everything? You're the a-hole. You don't get to abandon responsibility for parenting when it gets hard. Story 3. Am I the a-hole here for refusing to let my roommate do the deed in our shared room? I, 22 male, share a dorm room with my roommate, Alex, 22 male, at college. We've been friends since freshman year and usually get along fine. Recently, though, things have gotten awkward because Alex has started dating this guy, Liam, and now he wants to bring him back to our room to hook up. The first time Alex asked, he wanted me to leave for a couple of hours so they could have privacy. I wasn't thrilled but agreed since I had errands to run anyway. But then it started happening all the time. He'd text me asking if I could clear out or find somewhere else to be, even during study times or late at night. Once I came back unexpectedly and found them mid-makeout on my bed. I finally told Alex I wasn't okay with it. I suggested they use Liam's place instead, but Alex said Liam's roommate is weird about stuff like this and insists our room is the only option. He accused me of being uptight and not understanding how relationships work. I reminded him that this is my room too, and I shouldn't feel like a guest in my own space. Now Alex is sulking and giving me the silent treatment. A few of our mutual friends are saying I'm being unreasonable and should just let it happen, since it's part of college life. One even joked I should take one for the team. I'm starting to feel guilty, but at the same time, I don't think I should be forced to deal with this. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let Alex and Liam hook up in our shared dorm room? Now for the comments. Switch rooms with Liam. Knowing him wouldn't change anything, he'd prob do it again. No. He's suggesting that you go and live with Liam's roommate and let Alex and Liam share your place. Two people sharing who want to loudly and frequently shag. Two people sharing who would rather not be exposed to that second hand. Or maybe Alex could go and share Liam's place and Liam's roommate could come and share with you. Not the a-hole. Why were they making out on your bed? It's unacceptable that you can't be at home in your own dorm room. Stand your ground and change rooms. I'm highly considering it. I'm taking it there are 2 beds, so why use yours? That's just ODD. Yeah, there are, so I don't know what his thought process was. Not the a-hole. They crossed a big bold line when they used your bed for the coit. Also, shared room, no privacy. They're just abusing your kindness to have their fun. They soil your things at the cost of your time in your room. If they don't get what's wrong time to look for a new roommate and friends. So am I being too kind to think? You're being too kind. If it were me, I'd set the boundary that it stay on his side of the room. Also, he should be buying you beers, food, etc. for any accommodating you do. He's causing you inconvenience no different than if he was asking you to help him move or something. People buy their buddies beer and pizza when they help them move. This isn't so different. Not the a-hole. On your bed is wild work. I would tell your resident advisor if it continues. Who knows what else they have done on your bed? Wild work indeed. Would you feel this way if it was a girl coming back instead of a guy? Just asking. Yes, I don't care that it was 2 dudes.
Thank you for listening. If you like the video, consider like and subscribe. If you want more stories like these, turn on your notification to receive the latest stories.